especially people who are into construction, they would do promises, or they do these promises that we will plant so many trees, and when they don't do it, then they will go through some kind of crunch, as you said, because they have not fulfilled their promise somewhere or the other.
True.
Because as you said, it's like the cycle, you have to complete it.
Correct.
Somewhere or the other.
Because you're utilizing nature for your own benefit and you're not giving it back. Nature is all about balancing the activity, acts that you do, so it will just do it.
So yeah, even when if you're building your bungalow, if you're taking a plot, and if you've chopped down some trees, I think it is our moral responsibility somewhere to balance it out, or give back.
Correct. See, this is very important thing which you mentioned, because traditionally in our culture, we had this concepts where for any activity that we want to do, we will take a permission. Now, let's say if you're building a factory in a bungalow, a factory or a bungalow or a big enterprise, you will take permission from the divine embodiment of that place, typically known as Grama Devata. So every village would have the deity. Now we are doing something in that village, you will take a permission. Similarly, the areas where you stay, there are Sthana Devatas. So that Sthan Kiri, there is a divine embodiment or the spirit of that place, which we respect and we ask them. There were people, adequately known people who knew how to communicate with them, understand what this Gram Devata or a Sthan Devata wants. And as we boil down further, in the areas that we stay, or if we have a certain farm or a plot, there are Kshetrapals. Kshetrapals are typically the snakes or those beings who are the owner or who are the preserver of that land rather than owner, and they try to keep that place guarded. Coming further down to our own house, we have a Vastu Devata. So in Indian culture, it is so rich that we had a ways to look at it, to nurture it, to give them their due, and then to derive a benefit out of it, but by paying respect and having that exchange. Now, in urban setup, this entire thing is gone. People just want to buy the plot, make their things happen. I'll give you one. I'll just come. This takes me to land telepathy inside to speak to land as well. So this person in based out of Mumbai is one of a rare person who I've come across who so when I was speaking to its land, the land said that this person is doing all the right things. So I don't have any complaints. In fact, the land was said that one side of it was somewhere in Parel. One side of it was a masjid. Another side of it was a kabristan. And in between that, and he was building the entire building. And in that, he was like, I just want to ensure that there is no harm coming to me, because people have observed certain things in the kabristan in the night time. Masjid is okay because it is still, it's not a negative place, of course. But kabristan is where I fear. So the place, when I communicated with the place said that this person will not get harmed because he is doing everything on the ethical ground. And he's been also doing a lot of activities to keep this place consecrated or energized, including the nature part of it. And he said that, yes, I do a lot of plantations outside whenever I have to take and uproot plants. I do a lot of tree plantations in some other areas as well. And he also do a lot of puja also at his place. So these things, if we know how to balance, the land would also react to in a way. But if you are just doing for your selfish interest, there are other cases. Another example which I will give you in Mumbai as well, that they had a property in Dubai, and the Dubai property, the moment they had it, they started feeling a lot of debacles in their life. So they got almost 5 offices in UAE. All of them started having litigations. This property which they were staying in Dubai was being confiscated. It was a rental property. Still, their entire the utensils and the entire furniture was taken by the government. And more than that, it was a mafia, he said, they operated. But when I spoke to the land, the specific house through which I was supposed to take a reference, they showed a lot of ill practices done by these family in order to grow their business. And that is what was coming in taking him to the cause. So even if your place is Vastu compliant, you have taken all the measures to align the energies, you have checked if there is geopathic stress or not. But if your acts have been such which has harmed the ecosystem around you, land will speak of it. You may not get that information through any space, through any Vastu solution, but only land will tell what is to be done. Sometimes land will just come and say that you have to bear with this because this is the karma that you have done all through the while. So it's that.
Okay. So you can get so many insights after you talk to a land, like
Absolutely.
exactly what is going wrong within the family, or it could be any kind of act that is still pending, or is it karmic? Everything can be communicated through land somewhere.
And sometimes land would just want the place to be as open as possible, because बाप दादा की इच्छा ऐसी रहती है कि इस जगह को तुम यूटिलाइज मत करना, इस जगह को तुम इसमें यूज द फार्मिंग, यूज द कल्टिवेशन, जस्ट डोंट सेल इट. सो लैंड वुड नो. यू मे फील कि वो बिक नहीं रही है, देर कुड बी एनी extreme reasons, but there would be as simple as land doesn't want to get sold. And land would also know कि you would like to use it for a commercial purpose or just for as simple as use it for some satsang or some basically spiritual purposes, or as much as nature's take it, or simply for the nature's purpose. So that wisdom a land has.
Got it. So any construction company, maybe if they have issues with litigation lands, or any person who's finding it difficult to sell their land,
Absolutely.
so communication with land will actually help them somewhere or the other.
Even the big conglomerates where I worked with, they have acres of land for the biogas productions, and they use certain leaves, certain grass, which is used for biomass. But since those lands have been confiscated, giving wrong hopes and promises to the farmers or to the intermittents, they do feel their loss in their companies as well. So I try to work with them on the acres basis how to make it happen. And whenever I work with them, I ensure that the interest of those whose advantage has been taken care of.
Got it.
That's what not me I do as a person. It's a land which I ask them to do, and then they can see a stability coming in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And even like as you also mentioned that farmlands.
Right.
So even when farmers face certain issues with their lands, they could also reach out to you, because that is where you're actually, trying to cultivate in that land. And if you're facing issues with that, it has so many meanings behind it.